Hurricane Irma now with winds hitting at least 185 miles per hour. Category 5 Hurricane Irma is currently barreling through the Atlantic Ocean and is now considered the strongest recorded storm in the Atlantic basin outside of the Caribbean Sea or Gulf of Mexico, the Weather Channel reported Tuesday night. "I am at a complete and utter loss for words looking at Irma's appearance on satellite imagery," National Hurricane Center Storm Surge Unit senior scientist Taylor Trogdon tweeted. Hurricane Irma, now a Category 5 storm and the most powerful ever recorded over the Atlantic Ocean, is about to hit the Caribbean Leeward Islands of Antigua and Barbuda. The most recent advisory from the U.S. National Hurricane Center warns that Irma is potentially catastrophic and has urged that preparations to protect life and property should be rushed to completion in the islands and its immediate path. The storm is currently closing in on the island of Barbuda and has reached at least 185 miles per hour, 298 kilometers per hour, wind strength, per the Weather Channel. It was currently less than 80 miles, 128 kilometers, from the Leeward Islands as of around 10:15 p.m. ET, and continuing to move west at approximately 10 to 15 miles per hour, 16 to 24 kilometers/ph. The only hurricane anywhere in the Atlantic ever known to have stronger winds was Allen, 1980, at 190 miles per hour, 305 kilometers/ph, Weather Underground wrote. According to Weather Underground, its trajectory is set to take it near or just between Antigua and Barbuda during the pre-dawn hours Wednesday. It will subsequently pass St. Kitts and Nevis, Anguilla, St. Barthélemy and the British Virgin Islands. Later, it will rake Puerto Rico, the Dominican Republic, Haiti, and Cuba, The Guardian wrote, before it could possibly curve north and strike parts of southern Florida this weekend. The National Hurricane Center issued a dire warning on Tuesday night, writing the storm could be potentially catastrophic. Storm surge is expected to be terrifying throughout much of Irma's path, the NHC showed, with some regions expected to receive surges of up to 10 to 20 feet, 3 to 6 meters. Anguilla, all the way toward Antigua and Barbuda, all the way up even toward the British Virgin Islands, are in grave danger of an eye wall hit at least 150 miles per hour, CNN meteorologist Chad Myers said. That devastates the island, no matter what island it is. Per CNN, Irma has sent residents in the path of the storm from the Caribbean to Florida scurrying to move boats to land, reinforce residences and scour stores for supplies. A state of emergency was declared in Florida, Puerto Rico and the U.S. Virgin Islands, while Florida Gov. Rick Scott said 7,000 National Guard troops had been ordered to deploy by Friday. "I cannot stress this enough," Scott said. "Get prepared. Learn your evacuation zone. Listen to your locals. This storm has the potential to devastate this state. You have to take this seriously." Irma is the second devastating hurricane in the Atlantic in just a few weeks. In August, Hurricane Harvey slammed into southeast Texas, killing at least 50 people, displacing an estimated million other and damaging at least 200,000 homes in a rampage which may reach $180 billion in damage. As the Weather Channel noted, climate change could result in hurricanes which stress the boundaries of the Category 5 rating by the end of the century, with the worst-case scenario for the Tampa Bay area featuring maximum sustained winds of 233 miles per hour with a minimum central pressure of 830 millibars, traveling parallel along Florida's Gulf Coast, producing a devastating 36-foot storm surge. Those islands include Antigua, Barbuda, Anguilla, Montserrat, St. Kitts and Nevis, São, St. Eustatius, and St. Martin. St. Martin and St. Barthélemy, British Virgin Islands, U.S. Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico, Vieques, and Culebra. Dominican Republic from Cabo and Gano to the northern border with Haiti. Guadeloupe. Irma is forecast to then travel on through Haiti and the Dominican Republic, Turks, and Caicos, the Bahamas, Cuba and potentially to hit Florida before the weekend. It's currently midnight Atlantic Standard Time, which covers the islands in the immediate path of Irma. The hurricane is heading towards Antigua and Barbuda with sustained winds of 185 miles per hour, 295 kilometers per hour, according to the U.S. National Hurricane Center, NHC, in Miami. Hurricane force winds extended outward up to 60 miles, 95 kilometers, from the center, with tropical storm force winds reaching up to 175 miles, 280 kilometers. The northern Leeward Islands are also expected to see waves as high as 11 feet, 3.3 meters, as the hurricane passes over. Barbuda will be the first to bear the brunt of Irma as it hurtles westwards. The island has a tiny population of around 2,000, most of whom live in the town of Codrington. A shelter has reportedly been opened on the island for those needing to leave their homes. Some folks from the port city enjoying an island getaway in Antigua weren't so relaxed Tuesday as Hurricane Irma headed their way. The looming hurricane is one thing that's making Denise Bolton give up her poolside spot. Bolton, from Mobile, went to Antigua with her husband and friends. She did a FaceTime interview with our Lex Knowles Tuesday afternoon to talk about conditions. The group was hunkering down at their resort, which was shut down around 3:00 p.m., as hotel staff prepped for the storm. Bolton says all she can do is wait it out, as the tiny island sits in the path of a huge hurricane. It gets scary when you're in your room and every now and then you hear the swooshes and you know this is not even part of the storm yet. Bolton flew to Antigua from Mobile last week, not expecting to be in any rush to get home. Now, she's hoping her flight back on Thursday isn't cancelled. She tried to fly out on Monday, but couldn't. "We are nervous, and it is scary, but I can't change anything about this. So all I can do is ride through." Unexpected visitor, Irma, made her presence known before she even got there. Bolton's pictures of paradise on Facebook turned into weather updates, as Hurricane Irma barreled in, bringing strong winds. You could hardly hear Bolton over the howling wind in her videos. Conditions worsened throughout the day on the beach. The sand, it's like sandstorm. It hits you hard enough that it stings. And they of course want us off of the beach right now. And that's our biggest concern in all honesty, is the surge. I mean, we're on the beach. Antigua is a tiny island just east of Puerto Rico, and is right in the path of one of the strongest hurricanes in history. So the resort set a curfew, and gave guests care packages to ride it out. That's making Bolton glad to trade Paradise Island for the Gulf Coast. "They don't want us to come out of our rooms for any reason," said Bolton. "We have a bottle of champagne to pop the minute we get word we get to go home."